I said, yo, man, I got me up. I want to let be live, but I swear, not easy. My been rapping, my old man, I get it. My kid was doing, I'm breaking the profit. On my way, people calling me names. All the trouble I see, I do at the peace. When no suffering, no sources, I can't pay the code. Only how I get paid. Sooner or later, my hustle pay. Let pay, and I'm rushing myself. Keep it cool, everything have a CC. Too much rushing, I probably chasing. One day. One day. I'll get it cool. One day,
I know my hustle gonna pay one day. Any mistake gonna see my face. Me pa know I'm not watching it. One day, success gonna come my way. I know my hustle gonna pay one day. Any mistake gonna see my face. Me pa know I'm not watching it. One day, success gonna come my way. Yeah. My mama was so worried. My papa was so worried. My friend was your money. Any mess that will come on and miss. You're gonna be. So I on my way. 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 I'm on my way to this place and I'm looking for money. Looking for money, oh. Looking for money. I want me mama happy. Want me papa happy. Want me all my brothers and sisters to come around me.
Hey, Capilico, why you know you hustle? Why saying the book by the Genesis? Shall come to fire, shall come to power. Why I feel be working on Wednesday? In my love for the ma, in my love for the ma. All in the dark, all in the dark, all in the week, all in the week. All in the sun,
my mama was so worried.
No for air.
My papa was so worried. My friend was your money. Any mess that will come on and miss. So I on my way. 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 I on my way.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Attorney Commander Glapohkpa Chesson Talk Show. Today is Saturday, February the 18th, 2023. We wake up this morning to the lower of mid 20 degrees in Providence, Rhode Island. It's kind of chilly, but that does not beat what is happening over in Europe. Can you imagine? Over 45,000 human beings have died in these past few days. 45,000 human beings have died. And we learned also that one of the Ghanaian stars got caught up in this earthquake in Turkey and may have lost his life too. Our hearts go out to all the faithful departed. And we must take a few seconds to pay our respects to the dead. May the souls of all those who have passed during these past few days rest in perpetual peace. Now, let's get back to business. Let's take a break from all this depressing thoughts and feelings and get back. Hey, now my topics for this morning are: can the National Election Commission of the Republic of Liberia handle, let it come around, the NEC handle this year's electoral process? 2, can diaspora Liberians help to save Liberia and Liberian people from violence, especially this year? Let me make that correction over there, please, folks. You know, us educated people would like to keep things in the right perspective. And can Liberians, let me correct that. Okay. So, let's look at our country, my people. Right now, we're in February. This is February the 18th. We have not heard a word from the Election Commission about the electoral process. What happened to the centers for voting? By now, the Election Commission should have come out and announced where the center for voting is going to be, because that is where they're going to have the voters' education. Right now, we have no knowledge of where the center for voting is going to be. So right there, we're in February now. I think this thing, the center for voting and things supposed to be announced between February now and the 20th. Well, in the 18th, today is the 18th. Nothing has been announced. From the 20th on, I think the voter education, civil education supposed to start. We don't know nothing about that yet. The voter registration machine and the company that's supposed to bring the supplies and everything in the country, we have not heard from them either. So where do we stand? Where do we stand, Election Commission? Let me put my topics up again. Where do we stand? Because if this is February and we have not started the process of election, the biometric machine and the company that's supposed to run it have not come to the country yet. Where do we stand on this electoral process? Is there going to be election this year? Is the National Election Commission of Liberia capable and responsible enough to host the electoral process, the general and presidential election this year? We don't want no more violence in our country. We've been through violence. We've been through umpteen numbers of interim government. It doesn't help our country. We cannot go back to interim governments. We must have an election this year. Liberian people must rise up and demand that the Election Commission, the NEC, rises up and does its job. It has a responsibility to the Liberian people, not only to the government, to the Liberian people. And it's responsible to make sure that this general and presidential election go off this year without any hitch, without any difficulties, without any problems. And from what we are seeing right now, there's no doubt there's going to be problems. There's no doubt. So how can we help to resolve this problem? People got to get involved. The citizenry of the nation got to take account of what's happening. We got to take account. And if we stand back and say we are not involved with what is going on in our country, eventually, we're going to end up in violence. Eventually. Because there's no way we can continue to take one step forward and two steps backwards. Come on, man. We came with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and hope that things will change in our community and our society. And instead of things changing, things are getting worse. Things are not getting better for the Liberian people. And it's so sad that the illiteracy rate in our country is so high. It's so way up here that even our people are not cognizant of their own standard of living, of their own plight, of the dangers they face because of bad leadership, bad direction, bad ordinances and laws and misuse of everything we got, man. Look at it. There's a videotape going on showing all the government vehicles that these people own. We're spending more money on cars and paying people than building our nation. We have one entertainment central park for the children in Monrovia. What about the other counties? We act like everything Liberia is Monrovia. We have to change that mentality. And when we change that mentality, our country will grow. But when everybody wants to come to Monrovia, when everybody feels that everything of our nation that is good for our people needs to be placed in Monrovia, our nation dies slowly. Our nation dies because everybody wants to come to Monrovia. We don't value the blessings that God has given us to have these different counties and people living in these counties that need development and progress and advancement. And we can do it. We can do it. There's no reason why we cannot develop our country. There is absolutely no reason. But the primary reason why we cannot do what we need to do for our country is because since the founding of Liberia, we have not set the principles and guiding foundations of our country down. We have not set them down. We have just been playing around with things because our country has been a farce, man. It's been a farce. Even the Congo people coming from America, the American Liberians, they were never united. They didn't have one ideal of leadership, of governance. No, the same thing with our people in Liberia. They were never united. The tribes were never united. They didn't have any concept of a single governance. So we come to Liberia. Liberia is an experiment in our own democracy. Why? Because none of us has ever really been united. That's why we cannot punish our rogues, because when we have never been united, we have all been strangers. We have never had one concept of leadership. Everything is for peace sake. Everything is for peace sake, because even when the Congo people came, they did not come as a homogeneous group. What is homogeneous? That means one group of people understanding what they're going to do, having laws and principles among themselves. No, we didn't come as a group like that. We're heterogeneous. People came from all over America. We never met each other really before coming to Liberia. Yes, they had a group where the people met in New York or something. They had the American Colonization Society. They would have a meeting and tell the people, yeah, you're going to Africa. You need to be careful of this and that, and put them on the ship. But there was never really a homogeneous group, a monolithic group, or one group of people that came to this country. No, they came from different parts. That is why building Liberia was a peace situation, not only for our indigenous people, for the Congo people and among the Congo people too, because they did not know each other. They had no links with each other in America before coming to Liberia. They all just decided to come to Liberia and honor the prospects of the American Colonization Society. All of us came to Liberia. That's why governance of Liberia was never set in stone. And today, we're still experimenting on how to lead our country. We're still experimenting on it. And 1980 was just a symbol of how divided our country has been. Sam, and that's my correspondent from Liberia. So we have never had one concept of leadership, of people coming to our country to form a nation. We have never had that. So even with the Congo people, we have people coming from Barbados, from Jamaica, from and what are they, Bahamas. All these people, black people who wanted to be free in America, coming to Liberia. So they were now one owner Americans. You had all black people coming to Liberia from everywhere. They had slavery in the Western Hemisphere. They took all those people, put them on a boat and sent them to Liberia. So we had a heterogeneous group of people who didn't know each other, who had no connection before, coming to form this one nation. And God has blessed us. God has blessed us that the whole concept of Liberia rested upon our Christian ideals and principles, or else we will never achieve anything. Our politics, we have been so diverse, we have never known each other. And this is the prospect of things that we're still facing. We're still learning about each other. Even our traditional people, all the tribes, the Baso, the Gio, the Mano, the Pele, the Kisi, the Bandi, all these tribes do not know each other. We are just coming to the realization that we are one people and one nation. We've been talking it all over, but it never happened under Tubman time. It never happened before Tubman time. It hasn't happened under Ellen time. It is now that we, the people of the Republic of Liberia, must come to the full and complete realization that we are a nation. And if we want to be a sovereign nation, free of all hinges and controls of other peoples, we have to understand who we are and what our sovereignty and freedom means to us. Because until we understand that, our nation will not really be free, will not achieve the greatness that we can achieve, despite the fact that our nation is small. Look at Israel. Look at Rhode Island, even Rhode Island here. Rhode Island is the smallest state in the United States of America, but it is one of the most powerful. Because when you look through, because I kept asking myself from time immemorial, since I've been here, Lord, why you brought me to Rhode Island? But it was a design of God. I was going to California when my mom invited and came to Rhode Island. I kept asking, why I came to Rhode Island? But they call this state the biggest little state in the Union. And that is no damn lie. Rhode Island is the biggest little state in the Union. Because from time immemorial, Rhode Island has been involved in the freedom of America. Let me see what my correspondent wants. What's up, Sam? Yeah. So what we talking about? Where you at now?
My experience. I'm in a community. I want to do one or two interviews. You see, one or two things from the people.
You got the people ready now? Let me send you. Okay, let me send you the link. You got the people with you?
Yeah, right here. I'm right to the place.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I got the link now. Let me send the link to you. Then you can come on and we talk with you and the people. Hold on 1 minute. I just trying to get the link to you. I've been calling you. I didn't hear from you, so I didn't know you wanted to come on. So here's the link. I've been calling you. I couldn't hear from you, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm coming to the community.
Okay, you got the link now. Come on. Okay, come on, enter. Okay. So let me just go back to what I was saying. So our country is relatively new. Liberia, as we are, our history is young. We have, despite 1 minute, let me cut this man off. Sam, let me cut you off. despite the fact that we are one of the oldest African republic. Ethiopia was an empire. Ethiopia was not a republic. Ethiopia is the oldest African nation, but it was an empire. Liberia is the oldest African democratic republic. Despite the fact that we can claim that we're the oldest democratic republic, we are an immature developing nation. Our nation is immature. All the people who gave us direction and leadership, we killed them. But that was meant to happen because our leadership of the past was not inclusive of all peoples. You see, and the leadership of the past was built on families too. When things are built on families and are sincere and true, they can succeed. Let me bring Sam in. Let's see what he got to talk about. Sam, how are you this morning?
Yeah, good morning, Roy. How you doing?
I got some calls telling me how some people say they enjoy your interview yesterday in Ghana.
That's great.
So where are you this morning?
I'm somewhere around the old road community. I'm with a few guys, ladies.
Let's see where you at first. Get a view of the area first.
You can see the people.
Yeah.
They're picking their beans from the cook shop. They want to prepare a food. I told you about the relief program that they're running here. This is a vegetable mix. So the poor will be happy to receive them.
Let's see the whole
they need
yard.
It.
Show us the whole yard. Let's see everything. Yeah. We want to know where we at.
Yeah, you seen the yard?
Yeah.
See the entire yard?
Yes. Okay. Wow, that's nice.
And this is the road that leading to the suburb and the community. So a paved road. You see the cook shop?
Yes. So the ladies are working in the cook shop there?
No, the ladies, this is a home food. They're not far from the cook shop. They've been there. I showed you earlier with the blue and pink.
Yeah.
They're from there and they're selling, their cool water and what have you, kaya and other stuff.
So you're gonna
just to survive.
You're gonna interview them?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to them. You can see them?
Yeah, we're listening.
Okay. How you, mama? Oh, who gave you this food? The management is society, the NGO, yeah? What if you like it?
Yes.
You like it? I get beans, I get peas, and all that stuff. You like it?
Yes.
But you need it, right?
Yes.
So how are your children in your home?
Yeah.
Are they all going to school?
2 going to school, 2 not going to school.
Why the other 2 not going to school?
Got no money.
No money? This time, no money? This time, you mean no money? So what do you do for a living now?
I sell it.
What you sell? What do you sell?
Let's see your face, Sam.
You see her?
Yeah, let's see your face. Yes.
You see her?
Yes, we see her now.
Yeah, so the 2 children are in school and the 2 in school. But what are you selling now to help them go to school?
I sell it banana and plenty.
And that's all they live, right?
Yeah.
So they don't have rice?
No rice. They don't have food. Do you have rice?
So that beans, that free beans they get from the foreigners?
Yeah, free beans from this local organization, this charity group, from Canada.
So,
the beans, they are trying to pick so they can cook and have something to eat. It's help.
What are they eating the beans with?
What are you eating the beans with? What are you eating the beans with?
I eat a bagawi, gari.
With bagawi, with gari, and stuff like that.
But no rice.
Not rice. They don't have it.
No rice. That's expensive.
Why no rice?
Expensive. Very boy expensive.
Expensive.
No cash.
No money. The only means of survival is the petty business. a petty business what she live on and her family. But you see the community, you can see the community itself.
Yeah, it's hard, son.
Yeah.
So
What about you, dear? You
which
got kids in school too?
No.
You haven't had them before? You got children in school?
No.
Why are they not in school?
No.
No money. You seen her? You seen her face?
so how many times a day do they eat?
So many times you eat a day?
One. Single one.
One time.
Yeah.
One single meal a day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's around lunchtime in the evening. What time?
Mm-hmm.
What
In
time?
the evening.
In the evening.
Yeah.
So what the children eat in the morning?
What you children eat in the morning?
Nothing.
Yeah, it is of 1 cent donut. We call $5 now. 1 cent donut with some gari mixed up with oil and nothing that vegetable and stuff like that. That's easy. So it's just pathetic. This is a situation in this country.
Okay, Sam. That's all you got for us this morning?
Yeah, for now, because I came from out of town last night. I just got into the community and I want to talk to these ladies. So, but as time pass, any information I will flash you.
Okay, well, you take care of yourself, and we thank you for this interview. It just gave an insight into how our people are catching. So we thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you see, ladies and gentlemen, that's a problem. When we don't take care of our country, we don't take care of our government, we don't take care of our governance, our people suffer. Yeah, Liberian people eating free beans from foreigners for their lunch and dinner and breakfast 1 time a day. How can you survive that? The little children can't eat in the afternoon. Everybody, and they can't even eat the food they want. They're eating free beans from foreign country. That's not our staple food. It's killing our people. But we got to understand. We got to understand that our nation is still a growing nation. Our nation is still young. And because of the war, because of the displacement of our people, the killing of our elders, the deaths in our country, it's not helping us advance our situation. It's not helping us. It's killing us. Because the more we lose the semblance of education, the semblance of decency, the semblance of good leadership, our country go down and down and down. And the children in Liberia don't understand because they have no vision. They have no knowledge. They can't even read and write. They are illiterate. The illiteracy rate is so high. And when you're illiterate, you can't see nothing. The thing with even the things I'm talking, you can't see it. It's like, oh, this man, what that man talking? The thing sounds stupid. The man telling, oh, we got to do this and do that. People don't believe it. People don't believe it until they see it. Because we are being betrayed, we are being lied to, we are being misled, we are being robbed, and we are being killed so many times. Our people don't believe it. They only believe George Weah and what George Weah and telling them that lies. That lies. Look at our hospitals, no medication. Look at from Monrovia to Maryland, no roads. Come on, my people. We can't survive like that. I saw the road from Basel to Riverside. You should see that road. You should see that road, man. Yato said, oh, Lord, I was supposed to do an interview with him this morning. We didn't connect. But I will call him. Maybe we'll do this interview sometime. Emmanuel Yato. Okay? He sent me all the things of the road going from Buchanan to Riverside. You should see that road, man. That's another death trap. That's another death trap. So how can our people survive? We can't go through the country. If we can go only from Monrovia to Nima County, if we can't go from Monrovia to Maryland County, or from Grand Jide to Nima County, that's a problem. It stalls development. It stalls progress and advancement. And my people, I'm telling you, our country is still young. Despite the fact we've been independent for almost 200 years, we lack all the necessities, all the resources of a united nation, of a united people. All the time we have been governed. Our governance has not been the right kind of governance. If our governance were the right governance, all Liberian people will have some semblance of understanding government, of understanding leadership, of understanding how to develop their areas. We can do it ourselves. But will we be dependent on government so much to do everything for us? Well, in our minds, we are being made to think that we cannot do nothing except we have rogues as our leaders, except we have liars and traitorous people as our leaders. We can't go nowhere. We can't go nowhere because when our leaders steal from us, we forgive them. When people do evil to us, we say for peace sake instead of punishing them. All these things hurt our country. It hurts us. So as a young nation, we can either want to go forward. It depends on the Liberian people. It doesn't depend on George Weah them. It depends on us. If we want our country to change, if we want things to change for us for the best in our country, we have to realize that as Liberian people, our country cannot be governed by rogues. Our country cannot be governed by liars. Our country cannot be governed by people who do not honor the loyalty to our country. People can't steal from our country. We pay them 20,000, 30,000. Then they go take our own money and buy things and open private schools and things like that and say that they're schools. They accomplished something. How you accomplish something you never had nothing to start with until you came to government and stole and got rich? We can't go on like this. We can't go on. So this is my topic on the Liberian aspect. You know, we the Liberian people owe a responsibility of integrity, of trustworthiness, of dignity to our country. We owe it to our country. And as long as we take our country for granted, we think everybody can steal in our country is a good thing for us to get there and steal too. We think that our cousins and our relatives who steal, we can't punish them because they are our relative, they're from our tribe, so they can do anything they want to do in government at our time. No, it's not right. No, it's not right. Any Liberian who selfishly think of themselves, oh, this is my thing, this is my thing, and not about the other people, you are not a truthful Liberian. Because we can't say we're Liberians and be selfish. When you say we're Liberians, when we're talking about Liberia, we say us, our thing, we are thing. But when we say I, or me, it's not conducive to communal living, to sharing, to being part of a community. It's not part of that. So listen to people. All the people that say me, I, you know you can't work with those people. Those people have no concept of decency, of integrity, of unity, of collectivity. They don't. Everything is selfishness. Me. You want people who care about our country. Every time we talk, we say us. We say we. Because it's not for one person. Our country for all of us. And we all have to embrace this concept of nationalism, of being part of Liberia. We all have to embrace it and know that this country is for all of us. It's not for George Weah. It's not for Prince Johnson. It's not for these people alone. It's for all of us. And when we have that mentality, we will challenge these people. We challenge every damn leader in our country because of their actions, because of their thinking, because of their behaviors. We challenge them because they are not there on their own accord. They are there because the Liberian people found them worthy to put them there. And when we understand these things, then we become patriots of our nation. We stand up for our country. When we see people driving our cars and speeding with government cars, driving reckless, we call the people, say, oh, the people reckless. They can't be driving our cars. Look at the show, they got a show on Facebook right now with all the expensive cars the government official buying. All these cars we're buying. We're buying more cars than taking care of our people. Everybody got expensive car, $40,000, $50,000 cars. How can our country survive? We can't survive like that. We can't survive like that. But that's the mentality of the people in our Liberian society. And that's why I always talk now about how we in the United States of America and Europe and past out of Liberia have a responsibility to bring some semblance of reason, of decency, of leadership to our country. We can't do it as individuals. Liberia will not rise if we continue on this individual track. No, all of us in the diaspora need to form the organization that will be representative of us in America, that will be able to garner money, raise big money. And I talk about 1,000, 2,000, I talk about millions of dollars to do things for our country. We can't do it right now because we do not have that mentality. We do not have that leadership. We do not have the principles to guide us on that path. People who want to do this kind of thing, you can't be rogues. You can't be liars. You can't be bullshitters. You got to be people who understand what it means to put an organization of this nature and magnitude together to have such an impact in our country, Liberia. But as we are now, our country will never grow. Our country will never develop. We always take one step forward and 2 or 3 steps backwards because of corruption. Because of corruption, because of stealing, because our people don't know good governance. Everybody go there for themselves. Me. It will not work. It will not work. Everybody can't go in government to steal and expect government to protect everybody to be great and powerful. No, it will not be great and powerful. It will be weak because we don't know the concept of governance. We don't know the concept of leadership. And even if we know it, we don't have the wherewithal in us to implement those things correctly. No, because everybody in our country corrupt. People going to power right now, their parents and relatives looking at them to get in jobs, to steal money, to build houses for their mom and pa overnight. Why? Because other people doing it. Why you can't do it? Me and my mom used to have that problem all the time while I was a government official. She wanted to know why her friends' children were building their mom houses and things like that, and I wasn't doing the same. And I had to tell her, I am not as corrupt as those people. I know I'm making $400 a month as a government official. Where I get money from to go build a house and things and mansion and things, buy $40,000 car. That's stealing. That money is not for me. I'm stealing from the government of Liberia and the people to do all those things. You know? And it was difficult to make my mom understand that thing. That I wasn't a rogue. I wasn't going to participate in that kind of thing. That's not my forte. I'm a professional. I'm a patriot. I love my country. I love my people. You know? All of us not from the same mind and pie and tribe and all of us. No. But I'm guided by my constitution and my laws. I'm guided by decency. I'm guided by principles. You know, and other people come to power, they have no sense of guidance, no sense of direction, no sense of honesty. They just come to steal. Our country will never grow. So if we're waiting for our country to grow from the Liberians in Liberia, we better sit down and wait for the next 50, 60 years. Because those people in Liberia are besides the level of ignorance that is so high. They have no concept of trustworthiness, no concept of honesty, no concept of Liberianism. And that's where we stand today. This is my class for this morning. I got to go. I hope you all understand what I'm saying. Our nation is young, despite the fact that we have existed for 200 years. Our country is young. We're still learning how to relate to each other because the people there that were before there kept us divided, kept the indigenous people separated from the Congo people. And even among the Congo people, you had the rogues that suppressed other Congo people. So it wasn't easy for our country. Then when our country united, you had the indigenous people suppressing their own indigenous people. This is what we're going through right now. We got our indigenous leaders who have no love or compassion for their people. You know, it's all about me. And we can't build our country like that. We can't lead our people to the light in that manner. Because the time of the Liberian people is a time for oneness. It's a time for justice. It's a time for equal living. We call it equity, where those words, when it comes to the law and all those words, I have a hard time relating to it on a common level. But those are the things that nationhood is all about. And if we can't meet that, we don't have the competent leadership to guide us. We're not going nowhere. Look at the election commission right now. The people can't handle the job. The job too much for them. But time will tell. My class is done. Have a good day. We must depend on each other to build our country, to move our nation to the next level, or it can never happen. Have a good day.